Hi, you're listening to The Island of a Lost Pilot by Rajesh Bhatia, narrated by Deepak Agnihotri. Chapter 13. More Surprises. The Cessna 172 was cruising towards its destination at the set speed. Rohan had to reduce the height, as at that height they were feeling giddy due to lack of oxygen, as the cabin of the plane was not pressurized. Both had finished their coffee, which Chang had brought in a thermos flask. Chang lighted a cigarette and Rohan resented to it. Chang requested for a few puffs while opening the window, and a very cold air gushed inside the cabin. The time was 2:15 p.m. and Rohan was dying to hear the story of Chang. "You were about to tell about your entry on this plane," he reminded Chang. "Oh, this is a long and interesting story," said Chang and continued. "The Philippines is an archipelago of more than 7,000 scattered islands, and due to this geography, it is extremely impossible for the police and the government to control all the borders. Because of the geographical reason and the corruption in the system, this place has become a hub for drug trafficking. The drug business has grown to more than 300 billion pesos, or more than $6 billion US. This business takes place between Philippines and surrounding areas like Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, southern China, and other nearby places. A notorious drug called shabu is manufactured in Philippines and supplied throughout China and Asia. Shabu is methamphetamine and is made in the form of crystals in small kitchen labs. These labs can manufacture about 2.5 to 3 kilos of shabu every day. The cost of this drug is about $150,000 US, which is indeed a very high price and a very profitable business over all businesses. Carlos is a leading agent in Malolos, about 5 kilometers from Plaridel. I happened to take this drug a few years back as a fun, but became addicted to it. I was admitted to a drug rehabilitation center in China, where I saw uncountable number of drug addicts and taught myself to become a part of this business. Being an addict, I had known that once you fall prey to this habit, you can't live without it. Showing extreme willpower, I left this drug forever. After cure, I myself jumped into this business and along with Carlos took this business to greater heights. China is the biggest market for drugs. Our direct supplies are to Jason Lamont, a Chinese Canadian and the biggest drug dealer in Hong Kong. He is my main buyer and boss. I was proficient in both Chinese and Filipino languages, as my mother is a Chinese and my father, George's father also, a Filipino. My looks are also mixed. These things helped me to mingle with Chinese and Filipino both. We have very good contacts with police and government officials, as we give a very nice cut to them. Oscar Castillo, the Director General of the Philippines National Police, and Peng Li, a cabinet secretary under the president, are like our business partners. Sometimes back it was very easy to take the drugs out with the help of these persons, but recently PDEA, or the Philippines Drug Enforcement Agency, has become very active and the smuggling of drugs has become more difficult, as the Director General of PDEA, Edgar B. Calderon, is very strict and could not be bribed. We had to find different new means for the transportation. Chang's descriptive was really very interesting. He stopped, yawned, stretched, and took out a cigarette and kept it between his lips. He took out a lighter and thought of Rohan and said, "Dear, please don't mind if I smoke. I have left drugs, but need at least one cigarette now and then to refresh myself." Rohan considered and replied, "I understand, but please open the window. I also need a coffee, if you can give some." Of course. I have some coffee left." Chang smoked silently while Rohan had the coffee. The aircraft was moving perfectly. As per Chang's suggestion, he had added a few more knots to the speedometer, which now read near 115 knots. So far, Rohan had known that he has been made a scapegoat by George. But how Chang had managed to hide in this plane? And why was he going to Hong Kong by hijacking this plane in this way? When Chang has told this much, he will tell the rest also. How and where in Hong Kong he was going to land. How will he manage to reach back to frontline? How were they going to treat him? These were few questions. The answer he didn't know. Chang will certainly have some plan. Either Chang was going to tell him soon, or he will learn himself in due course of time. The sea was never ending. Suppose something happened to the aircraft now, they both were going to die. He cursed himself of becoming a hero. He should have meant his own business. He should have circled on the top of Plaridel airfield only. His father was right. In this strange and unknown country, he should not have taken such a risk. Chang coughed, cleared his throat and continued with his narrative. Lamont is at Hong Kong. He has taken advance money from some of his clients for bigger orders and needs not less than 500 kilos of drug. Because of the increased activity of PDEA, we have not supplied the drug for more than 20 days. All the stocks with Lamont have become zero, and these stocks have piled up here at Malolos. George was against drug peddling, but when he had seen a lot of money and the ease with government officials, he had also participated in many deals. A few days back, we thought up a plan. We intended to send the drugs by using a training craft. We intended to find a strong and capable trainee pilot who had the guts to take a risk. We would have offered him a lot of money. I came to the gym to find a strong man and incidentally came across you. I liked your strength and calmness. After losing the arm wrestling bout, I purposely messed with you to test you further. We selected you, but the problem was that you were not into drugs, not even into smoking, and you were also a beginner in the field of aviation. We needed some more time to prepare and pursue you. Suddenly you came to George for his help to go to Subic Bay, and an idea came to George. He immediately contacted me, and I thought of hijacking the plane so as to take the drugs to Hong Kong. We had some accomplices at the aircraft hangar of Frontline. This plane was selected and fuel was topped up. It was the best Cessna 172 with extra range fuel tanks. It had only one back seat and I kept the drug shipment, 125 kg of it in 5 packets of 25 kg each in the luggage compartment. George had about 1.5 hours and we had managed everything within this time. I was also required to go along with the shipment to Hong Kong. I hid behind the seat along with the drug packets and necessary items like food, GPS device, sat phone, etc. We could have increased the weight of the drugs, but we had to be within the lifting capacity of the aircraft. This aircraft has a load carrying capacity of 995 pounds. Your weight and my weight combined is 335 pounds. We had taken your weight from the gym. The required fuel for the journey of about 800 miles was 44 US gallons, which weighs about 330 pounds approximately. So 995 minus 335 plus 330 is equal to 330 pounds, or 150 kg was the weight of baggage I could carry. I could carry only 125 kg of drugs, keeping allowance for other stuff I carry. We had plans to use a multi-engine plane because of its longer range and more load-carrying capacity, but it was going to take some time. Fortunately, you came into the picture and we changed our plans. Also, Lamont had become very impatient. This 125 kg will serve the purpose for a few days, and in the meantime, we will think of something else. Chang became silent and had lighted another cigarette. He blew a cloud of smoke from his nostrils and opened the window slightly. Rohan was now in deep thought. So now, he was also in the drug racket. He had become an air courier for this stuff. He looked at his watch, 2:50 p.m. What was happening at Plaridel? What was his father's reaction? He was supposed to call his father. He would be deeply worried and would have taken some action by now. The fact that he was missing would have been known to everyone. He thought of his wailing mother, sister, and Shreya. He thought of people gathering at his house and consoling his family. He thought of some people who were pleased at this news. We had advised not to send their son for this training, but they wouldn't listen. They had the superiority complex and were very proud of their son. They would have been whispering to one another. His friends would be thinking that he had lost his way, gone towards the sea, and was now at the bottom of the sea. Who would have known that his small plane had been hijacked? He smiled at the thought. This must be in the first time in the history that a small plane like Cessna 172 has been hijacked by a drug dealer. He looked towards Chang, who was deep in thought and was looking far away outside the window. He thought of punching him hard enough to knock him out and overpower him. Yes, he could do it in one blow. But what will happen further? Suppose the blow is missed. Chang will kill him. But as he was required to pilot this plane, he was likely to be killed when his role was over. No, he will have to think of some other action plan. He dismissed the idea of a quarrel on the plane and decided to think of some other plan once he touched the ground. Also, since he was put on the wrong track by George, he was unable to reach back without the help of Chang. He broke the silence and asked Chang, "Once we reach Hong Kong, where we are going to land and how you are going to take this stuff out?"
"We are not going to Hong Kong. We are not going to Hong Kong.
We are going to Macau. Macau is about 40 to 42 miles from Hong Kong. In this sea between Macau and Hong Kong, there are a number of islands. Beijian Dao is a collection of hilly islands and is equidistant 40-45 miles from Macau and Hong Kong. There is another small unnamed and unmanned hilly island 10 miles from Beijian Dao. This hillock of about 1 square mile area is now abandoned, and there is no activity for the last many years. Decades back, some roads were made on it by Chinese army for transport of their trucks.
We will land the plane on the top of the hillock.
Our operatives will be waiting at that place with a motorboat. We will hide the aircraft under the trees. We will proceed to Beijian Dao and stay there at the night. In the morning, we will start for Macau on the motorboat." "What about me? How will I reach back by using this plane? What about fuel and the route?" Rohan was puzzled. He was thinking fast. When he will land, there will be more people waiting. He could be difficult for Chang, but 2 or 3 more people, and also armed, will certainly overpower him. They might also kill him and dump his body in the sea. Nobody will ever know about him or his fate. Chang lighted a cigarette, opened the window, and blew out 2 rings of smoke. With his right forefinger, he played with one of the rings and calmly said, "There are 2 options for you. You are brave, strong, and powerful. You can join us. I promise that you will not regret and earn a fortune." Rohan thought that over. And the second option? Chang looked straight into his eyes. "The second option is that you will die." With this, Chang played with the second ring of smoke, which had already started fading. He disturbed the ring with his finger, and the smoke disappeared. A symbolism of his disappearance like a whiff of fading smoke. Chang said so calmly that a chilling wave moved through Rohan's spine. He shuddered and after some time said, "There is a third option also." "Is that so?" Chang faced him. "When it is certain that I am to die, why not I crash this plane in the sea and kill you along with myself?" "Give me some time. I want to show you something." Saying this, Chang moved towards the luggage compartment and was busy doing some odd things. Rohan was curiously waiting for Chang to show the thing he said. "Now, Rohan, let me explain. We are at about 9,000 feet, and if you decide now for your suicide dive, I am ready for it. I will have full 1 minute before the plane hits the sea. My luggage and I myself are equipped with parachutes. You decide your dive, I will perform my dive." Rohan looked back. Chang had put on a parachute kit on his back. He had kept all his baggage at the empty place which was once occupied with the removed seat. There were about 5 boxes of 1 foot by 1 foot by 1.5 foot approximate size. Every box appeared very strong and was perfectly sealed in waterproof packing. Every box was tied up with strong nylon rope, and on the top of the box, the rope was formed in a shape of a loop, which served as a handle to lift the box up. 3 boxes were out beside the seat, and 2 similar boxes were still behind a single back seat. 1 more rope was used through the loops to tie all the boxes together, and together they were tied to a parachute. Chang had taken out a large ring-shaped float and was pumping air into it with a small hand-operated pump used to pump air into balloons. Within seconds, the blue-colored ring was inflated and Chang tied it with the boxes. "I am ready, Rohan," Chang said. He was waiting with the boxes as if a passenger waits at the gate of a train with his luggage for the station to come. "Rohan, we have not overlooked anything. I was waiting with these packed boxes for the last 1 week to go. We had thought of everything before boarding this plane. The goods we are carrying are extremely expensive. Although the weight is only 125 kg, the cost is more than $18 million US. We will go to every extent to make this shipment a success," Chang said dryly. Rohan was indeed very impressed to look at their preparations. These people were resourceful and will be ruthless also. They will not hesitate to kill him if he made any objection of any kind. "You may land safe in water, but how are you going to reach the shore safely?" Rohan still asked him. He wanted to know the maximum possible details. "See, I have already wrapped my GPS device and satellite phone in waterproof packing. First I will throw the packets, the parachute will land these packets safely, and the floats will not let them sink. The packets are tied together and are waterproof. Nothing can happen to stuff inside. In one box there is a powerful transmitter that will send some signals for at least 72 hours. I have the receiver and will easily trace the boxes. After the packets are thrown, I will jump with the aid of my parachute. I have the GPS system and the satellite phone. I will call my friends from that island and they will reach me by the motorboat which is always kept ready there. We have covered halfway, and with the high-speed motorboat, they will reach within 8 hours. Yes, this period will be dangerous, tiring and troublesome, but some risk has to be taken. If you won't cooperate..." "Relax, Chang, relax. I'm going to cooperate. I just wanted to know all the odds." Chang lighted a cigarette and sat moodily in the rear seat. Smoking a cigarette was his way of relaxing. "In fact, Rohan, a pilot suits us as a drug courier unless the sea routes are cleared, or the PDEA activities are slowed down, or the officers are bought out. Unfortunately, you have not completed the course, and I will never be able to complete the course after all this. If you wish to join us, things can be sorted out." "How?" "In fact, frontline authorities are with us." It took 1 full minute for Rohan to absorb this news. Chang continued, Frontline people are deeply involved in drug trafficking. Austin and Thompson usually carry a small pouch of 200 to 250 gram easily to Hong Kong. Being pilots, they are not searched, and they make money many folds of their salaries. Steve has helped to prepare this plane for the journey, topped up the fuel, helped to load the boxes, and hide me in the rear of the plane. If you don't cooperate, we will kill you and drown this plane. We have to simply pay them $60,000 besides the profit, almost double the price of this junk, and they will buy another junk and make it fly. This is the reason of these junks flying around. Yes, that is right. Steve is such a magician with the aircraft and aircraft engines. He has invented many gadgets. One gadget he had fixed in the fuel line of the plane Spike and Thomas were flying. That gadget was equipped with a shut-off valve, which could stop the supply of fuel to the engine while the plane was up in the air, and could be operated with a remote control from the ground, the range being 500 meters. You mean? Rohan jumped from his seat. You understood it correctly. You see, Thomas was about to complete his training. He was offered a position of an instructor in front line. The instructor duty was during the weekdays. On the weekends, he was to go flying to that island with the drugs. As a trial, we had planned to send him in the evening of 1st March at 6 p.m. on a Piper Seneca twin-engine plane. Another pilot was also available to accompany him. 2 would have been better. They could have gone and returned in 11 to 12 hours' time, as Seneca can easily travel at 150 miles per hour. Another advantage with Seneca was that it could carry 175 kg of the drugs. Thomas was given all the instructions. He agreed to go, and by doing so, he knew about whole of the plan and all about our business. He didn't go and was trying to blackmail us. He was threatening to go to Mr. Edgar B. Calderon, the Director General of PDEA, as he was the concerned person, very strict and could not be bribed. So was Spike. He came to know about our activities and was also not reliable because he was a retired Air Force person. On 3rd March, our both enemies were in the air together. We got our lucky chance, and Steve, who was watching them from the ground, used his remote and cut the fuel supply at a very suitable time and position, and our both enemies were finished, what appeared to be an accident. When I will also not return, all the people will think that this flight school is haunted. The world is very big. In your case, it will be called your fault. You had gone of your own accord. But if you are still willing to cooperate and join in our organization, we will find some way for you to return back. It is about 3:30. I will ring George and inform him that you are ready to cooperate. He will inform everybody that he had received a message from you and that you had been lost and landed some 200 miles away. That fuel is less and that the frontline authorities are sending help to bring you back. Your parents will be informed that you are safe. Your friends will be happy. You will go back, complete your training, get your CPL, and join us after your training in a proper way. During day and whole the week, you will be an instructor, and once a week you will fly a multi-engine plane and supply the shabu. You will really earn a lot, far more than your imagination. I have no option but to cooperate, but I want to ask a simple question. Why to play with the life of young generation? Why to make them slaves and addicts of drugs? You see, Rohan, smoking and drinking are also the same type of addictions and are slow poisons. Why the governments don't ban them? Because these items bring a lot of profit to them. Ask the governments all over the world to completely ban these items, and I will also stop this drug business. Governments will not stop them for their benefits. I also have a small life and have a right to earn good money. If I will not supply, someone else will do it. And above all, We are not forcing anybody to have it and become an addict. We are supplying it to the people who are already addicts. These people are otherwise also useless for the community. Let them have the drugs and die soon. We are cleaning the community by finishing the addicts." Chang was very excited and his face reddened by this narration. Rohan thought of arguing no further. He thought for some time and consented to join Chang and his gang. "Who is your ultimate boss?" he asked. "Lamont, of course. Who else?" said Chang, and took out a few letterheads with some matter printed on it. He handed them to Rohan. "Oh my God!" were the only words Rohan could speak with wide eyes and an open mouth. Shekhar reached home at 1:10 p.m. and explained the situation to Surekha and Ritu. He had been to Philippines Embassy at India and was assured the best support Mr. D. Singh at Philippines had also assured him. But Surekha didn't listen to him and started crying loudly and cursing everyone who was responsible in the smallest way in sending Rohan to Philippines. The disappearance of Rohan affected her heart so badly that she fainted and was soon in the ICU of Global Hospital because of a mild heart attack. Shekhar became busy with the hospital activities and with the worries of Surekha that he forgot about Rohan for some time. At 2:40 p.m., when Surekha was stable, he called Austin, who had also landed and was now headed to Plaridel. Mr. Austin also assured Shekhar that he will take every possible action to trace Rohan. Rohan had 2 appointment letters in his hand. He read them one by one. Jason Lamont and Company Limited, manufacturer, importer and exporter of medicines and medical equipments. Registered office 1241 by C, Castle Top Road, Hong Kong. Subject: regarding appointment letter. Kind attention, Mr. Rohan Khanna, son of Mr. Shekhar Khanna, resident of WZ 678 Shamnagar, New Delhi 110018, India. Dear Mr. Rohan, we are pleased to appoint you as a senior field agent, part-time, for our medicine supply unit with a monthly salary of $1,000 besides other benefits. The other benefits are in the form of company's accommodation, travel, food, medical allowances and insurance, etc. while traveling. Besides salary, you will be given 1% commission on every successful shipment. 50% of this commission will be paid in advance and balance after receipt of the shipment at the proper destination. You will be given the salary in advance in the start of the month. You will join us with effect from 21st March 2008. Your salary will be reconsidered after the performance of 6 months. You will be paid the salary and commission in cash, and no tax of any type will be deducted. Once you have joined, you will not back out from our company, as you will know about our business secrets. Any unsatisfactory act on your part will be considered as violation and suitable action will be taken against you. Any bravery and any good deed in the favor of the company will be appreciated and suitably rewarded. We wish you every success in our company. Signed, Jason Lamont, Director. Signed, Chang, General Manager. I, Rohan Khanna, son of Mr. Shekhar Khanna, in full and healthy state of mind, accept all the terms and conditions of the appointment letter without any pressure and force, and promise to abide by all the rules and regulations of the company. Any misconduct by me, as judged by my seniors, will be liable to suitable punishment as decided by my seniors. Rohan Khanna. The second letter was a letter of intent from Frontline Aviation. It read, Frontline Aviation Academy, pilot training, aircraft and helicopter charter service, repair and maintenance of all kind of piston engine aircraft. Plot number 4B, Plaridel Airstrip, Plaridel, Bulacan, Philippines. Subject: regarding letter of intent. Dear Mr. Rohan Khanna, after careful estimation of your performance, We are pleased to appoint you as an instructor cum pilot in our academy with a monthly salary of $2,000 after the successful completion of your CPL training. Your duties will be to teach the new students the various CPL subjects along with practical training on simulators and aircraft. You will be sent as a pilot in our various chartered flights. You will be signing a bond of 3 years. Failing to comply with the bond, you will have to pay a sum of $20,000 to the company. Food, accommodation, medical allowance, conveyance and insurance will be borne by the company. Special allowance will be given on the chartered flights.
Signed, Steve, Technical Director.
I, Rohan Khanna, son of Mr. Shekhar Khanna, accept all the terms and conditions without any force and pressure and promise to join the academy after completion of my training. The conditions of the above said bond will start from immediate effect and the bond will be signed at the earliest. Rohan Khanna. You have taken care of everything. I must say that I am very much impressed, admitted Rohan. You have to sign here. How could you make them so fast? The names and the rest of the details. In our business, we have to know everything about our operatives. Frontline and our people are working hand in glove. We have access to details of their students. We had chosen you as one of our favorites. Your perfect fitness, your presence of mind, your calmness and good habits are all important requirements for us. We know that all of your friends smoke and take liquors, and you are the only one who takes care of your health. You are the resident of Delhi and have a factory near Delhi. Delhi is not even 300 miles from Pakistan by road. We have plans for you, for our supplies to northern India and Pakistan. Your father is making heavy molds and dyes in his factory. We have planned to divert this business towards import and export of molds. These molds are heavy, of the order of 100 to 150 kg to many tons. Our research team has decided to create cavities in the inner plates of the molds. To hide 50 kg dope in a 500 kg mold is very easy and undetectable. India is doing a lot of business with China, including molds and dyes. We will help you set up a factory in Hong Kong, and you will supply drug-filled molds to your factory in Delhi. We also know that your factory is not doing very well, and you have loans on your family and company. I am into your hands, but it will be very difficult to convince my father. We will see to it when the time comes. It will also not be a problem. We will think of something for him too, like we have done with you, replied Chang carelessly. Chang quickly moved the combination of numbers and opened a small briefcase, which was filled with a lot of currency notes, took out a bundle of crisp US dollars and handed it to Rohan. What is this? Rohan was surprised. This is $100,000 in cash. 1,000 is your salary and the rest is slightly more than half of your 1% commission in advance. Balance amount you will get when this shipment reaches safely to Hong Kong. The value of the shipment is $18.75 million and the 1% commission becomes $1,87,500. Adding your salary, it becomes $1,88,500. I'm paying you $1 lakh now, and the balance, $88,500, you will get when you will land. You can very well see that we are extremely honest in our business. This is your money, and you can have it. With this, Chang took out some vouchers of Jason Lamont and Company Limited and handed a pen to Rohan to sign the appointment letter, agreement, and the cash vouchers. He took out his gun, blew into the barrel and started wiping and cleaning the already clean gun with a handkerchief. It was a clear sign for Rohan to indicate that he will have to sign these documents, otherwise the gun will be used to get the work done. Rohan signed all the papers. There was no other option. Then Chang photographed these papers using his mobile. I will have to inform my boss and send the photographs of this agreement to him as soon as we land and I get the network. I can also use the satellite phone or my laptop. I have all the latest gadgets." Rohan resumed the flight. Half of the journey was over. Once Chang had sent these photographs to his boss, he will be totally in their hands. They may say that Rohan was a drug agent, and in order to supply this drug, he had taken the plane without permission to Hong Kong. Nobody, not even his friends, will believe Rohan. Police will not spare him, as he had signed the papers. He was a criminal now. He has broken many laws. Within the balance half of the way, he will have to think of some action plan. He put a sideways glance towards Chang, who was also looking at him. Chang was very careful and was not going to give him any chance. With empty hands and in such a confined space, it was not possible to overpower Chang. He looked around carefully, not arousing the slightest of suspicion in the mind of Chang, trying to find some object to hit him. His gaze rested on a ring spanner lying on the floor in the left side corner. He mentally weighed the double-ended spanner, which was 13 mm on one and 15 mm on the other end. Too small and light to knock Chang out. He would not take this risk. "Yes, you can hit me, and if I am unconscious, throw me in the sea. But you should also remember that without my help, you will also not be able to go anywhere but the sea. No, Rohan, you will have to take a very good care of me in order to save your own life," explained Chang with amusement in his voice. Rohan was surprised. He was too young and inexperienced to have fallen across such a cunning person like Chang. Chang was indeed an intelligent and smart person, and Lamont must be having a lot of such type of persons in his gang. A few of them will certainly be waiting on that lonely island when he will land his plane there. This was really a serious matter, and this thought bothered him. "You are valuable to me, and so as I am for you. Without me, you will also not be able to cross the sea and land on that island." Rohan also reminded Chang about his importance for his life. "Rohan, do you think that I was born yesterday?" "Dear Rohan, I hold a private pilot's license. Besides single and multi-engine planes, I can fly a helicopter also." "Then why I have been put into so much of a trouble?" complained Rohan. "Well, frankly speaking, we required a scapegoat. We can't risk our valuable lives always. You are on a trial run. Once successful and dependable, you will be sent of your own in future." 21st March, 2:42 p.m. India, 5:12 p.m. Philippines. Shekhar rang D. Singh and informed him that Austin had landed and requested him to pursue Austin and his partners to search Rohan more intensely. D. Singh called Austin and came to the point immediately. "Sir, I have just reached back and will look into this matter. Just give me some time," replied Austin. "Your partners have already taken enough time. See, Mr. Austin, the situation is serious. This is the third chance in the last few months. If something happens to Rohan, I can assure you that no more students from India will come to Philippines for pilots' training." "Don't worry, sir, this situation will never come." 5:55 p.m. Austin, Thompson, Steve and George were at the Plaridel Air Traffic Control Tower. The assistant of George had gone somewhere. Austin and Thompson were seated. George was standing in one corner, his hands in his pockets, deep in thought, while Steve was pacing the floor restlessly. Mr. D. Singh from Indian Embassy had rung up, perhaps for the 10th time, and asking about Rohan. Rohan's father is also calling every 15 minutes. Thompson broke the silence, looking around nervously. "What about the police?" asked Steve. "The police are at our side. We are least bothered about the police. This matter will become international. India has now become a rich and powerful country, and has a reputation on the globe. We should not have used that Indian student," said Austin reproachfully. "We had no alternative then." Lamont was very impatient. "With luck, we came to know about this bet. It was Chang's suggestion to include Rohan in our group. We did for the best," cleared Steve. "I'm not blaming anyone. If the boy does not return, we may have to close this flying school under the disguise of which we are running this drug racket. Let us find about the solution of this mess," said Austin. "We should call Rohan back. This will be the best solution," suggested George. "I think that this will be the right step, but how it will be done without arousing the suspicion," said Thompson. "You can leave that to me," George assured. "What is the guarantee that he will not speak to anyone, as now he knows a lot of our secrets?" Thompson was doubtful. "Don't worry. Chang has taken all the necessary papers with him. By now he must have got the papers signed," George informed them. All felt relieved. The meeting was adjourned till the development of some further issue. Below the tower, the group of students was waiting for the answers. Because the frontline people knew the truth, they assured all of them that their friend should be fine, as so far they had not received the news of any plane crash. "I think we have reached there," Chang broke the silence. Rohan lowered the aircraft, and as soon a small oblong island about 1.5 kilometers long and half kilometer wide was visible. The island was a flat hillock. There was a straight dust road on top, perfect to land a small plane. 3 or 4 roads led to that road from the bottom of the hillock. There were many trees on sides of the central road, and a cluster of trees stood at one end. The time was 6:40 p.m., and due to this hour, and also because of some dark clouds, the visibility was not that good. But the outline of the runway was easily seen. Rohan circled the hillock to find the proper approach. He could also see a motorboat at one end. The darkness had increased, and Rohan wished if he could have come a bit earlier. It would have been very easy for a new pilot like him to land the plane. Suddenly, the airstrip lighted with a number of lights mounted on trees. Amazed at the perfect preparations, Rohan landed the plane very easily. 4 men appeared from the cluster of trees. Chang and Rohan got down and stretched after the tiring journey of more than 7 hours. Chang shook hands with the men and introduced Rohan as a new recruit. They were taken towards the cluster of trees where 2 tents were set. On one corner, a portable generator was running, the source of power. The bigger tent was spacious, and a few beddings were spread on the leveled floor. Chang and Rohan spread on the beddings. Coffee and food was brought. The place was a comfortable living place. No one knew and bothered about this abandoned island. The other tent had fuel for the generator and food supplies. By chance, if anyone came to inquire about them for being here, they would say that they were fishermen or they were just camping here. A small piece of tarpaulin was tied on some branches of a tree under which a small kitchen was set on a small table. A gas stove was used for the cooking. The weather was very cool and pleasant. The sea waves were producing a loud, intermittent splashing sound. Rohan stood, stretched and yawned, and started to move out. Chang raised an eyebrow. Rohan raised a little finger. "Help yourself," said Chang, and closed his eyes. The generator was stopped. Small kerosene lamps were placed in the tents. The lights were dimmed to avoid curiosity from any aerial survey. As soon as Rohan disappeared, Chang quickly switched on the satellite phone and contacted George. "Hi, Chang, where are you?" "I have landed." "Any trouble?" "None. I have got the papers signed and will send you the photographs immediately. I will soon finish him and throw the body in the sea. If you want to save the plane, we can paint some other registration number on it If you want to destroy it, I'll manage to sink it in the sea or bury on the island. Plan is changed. There is a lot of trouble here. Rohan is popular among his friends, and there is a lot of pressure from the Indian embassy also. His father is also a nuisance. If you have got the paper signed, bring him back. We can easily blackmail him. What are you going to tell all of them there? If we start in 1 hour, we need 7 hours to reach back. The time now is 7 p.m. We can't reach back before 3 a.m. Where was Rohan all the time? What story he will be going to tell? Chang demanded. You will land at San Fernando Airport at Philippines. The coordinates are 16 degree 3550 N and 120 degree 1815 E. This airport is not used now, but the airstrip is perfect. Rohan will say that he lost his way over the sea, and after wandering for so much time, he found this place with a stroke of luck and landed here. But landing at night without guiding lights will be too much for a new pilot. It will be difficult for me also. You are not coming into the picture. The airport is closed, but the airstrip is lighted at night. Ask Rohan to land the plane from north to south, and you make yourself to disappear in the darkness, as there are a lot of trees in the south end. Rohan will meet Robin at the airport building, and he will help him. Everything is arranged. Once you reach there, we will try to clock the time a few hours back. Disappearance of 15 hours will be hard to explain, and the plane also can't fly for such a long time without refueling. Rohan will say that he had landed at 10 p.m. and Robin will vouch for it, explained Chang. Why can't we land straight at Plaridel? This place is hot like fire. Your presence on the aircraft will be hard to explain if you are unable to hide yourself in time. I could hide under the tarpaulin. If the police take custody of the aircraft, you will land straight behind the bars. But the police are at our side. The media is not at our side, and they are already here asking for Rohan. You can reach back by road. I think you should come on another plane to pick Rohan up. How much is the distance from Plaridel? About 125 miles. Yes, your suggestion is equally well. We will fly there, and then you can also join in the crowd. By then, I will call you after my arrival, said Chang. Rohan carefully moved away from the backside of the tent. He had overheard all the conversation. So it was in the plan to kill him. Now, as the plan was changed, his life was saved. It must have been his father, sitting thousands of miles away, worried about him. He would have certainly created a tough time for the embassy and frontline people. The dinner was brought, and they ate silently. We have to start at 8 for our backward journey, Chang announced. What about the fuel? Come and see. Rohan accompanied him to the aircraft. 3 people were busy refilling the aircraft fuel tanks. A drum was fixed on the hard cart, and one of the men was cranking a hand-operated pump. Another man was near the aircraft, standing on a stool, holding the other end of the hose. The third man was waiting for his turn to crank the pump. The fuel was topped up. They had packed up some food, water, coffee, and some drinks for the backward journey. The runway was lighted up again. They were in the air before 8 p.m. Rohan circled on the island and looked below. Nothing but darkness was visible, as down on the island the generator was switched off. 21st March, 5:30 p.m., New Delhi, 8 p.m., Plaridel. Surekha was in the ICU at Global Hospital. She had suffered a mild heart attack and was under sedation. Shekhar was in the waiting hall with Ritu. What has happened to our family, Dad? Rohan is missing. Mama is in ICU. People are not happy with our progress. Some evil doer has done something bad on us. Ritu was crying. Shekhar consoled and hugged her. Everything will be all right again. Your mother is okay. As her heart was weak, she has had this mild heart attack. I have spoken to the heart specialist here, and he has declared her completely out of danger. Suppose if Rohan... Don't you even think like this, Shekhar interrupted her sternly. He will be all right wherever he is and will surely come back. God can't snatch our Rohan from us. He can't be so cruel. Yes, Dad. I will again make a call to Philippines and find out the status. Shekhar moved out in the corridor. 21st March, 8:05 p.m. Plaridel. Yes, Mr. Shekhar, answered Austin immediately. What about Rohan? What has been done? We are doing our level best. Have you found the plane? We would know within minutes if any plane crashes. So far, there is no news of any plane crash. How much fuel was in the plane? For how many hours the aircraft remain in the air? The plane was fitted with the long-range fuel tanks. It was fueled to the top and was able to fly for about 8 hours. And now, he hesitated and continued, the time is almost over. What will happen when the fuel is finished? Demanded Shekhar. Mr. Shekhar, we are helpless beyond a certain limit. It is very easy to land such a small plane on any leveled ground or even a grassy field. He could have landed somewhere. Then why he has not telephoned me or any one of you? He could be miles away from a city or village, as he could have landed behind a hill or somewhere very much away. He is safe as far as my experience tells. I am not satisfied. I have spoken to the Indian Embassy at Philippines, and I will speak to Mr. D. Singh again. Mr. D. Singh is also very worried. He has also contacted me about 15 minutes earlier. He, along with the government machinery, is helping us. Many helicopters have been deployed for the search and rescue operation. Please leave no stone unturned. He is my only son, and hearing the news of his missing plane, my wife has had a heart attack. And right now I am in a hospital, as she is in the ICU. We will do every possible effort within our reach. Shekhar came back after a few minutes. Ritu cast a questioning glance. Shekhar shook his head in negative.